issue lies, straight up busted on family ties. Super G.
Banging in Brooklyn, grinding in Greenpoint, doing work in Williamsburg, and occasionally making moves in Manhattan. This is Fight Fuel MMA. I am Dave Clifford, aka at Fishy Fridge on Twitter.
And I am Joy, at JoyGNY on Twitter.
And tonight we are going to be breaking down the main card of UFC 217, giving you our picks, and featuring a couple bouts off the prelims.
Yeah, UFC 217 is going down this weekend.
Yes, it is Saturday, November 4th, from the Mecca of combat sport, Madison Square Garden. The return of GSP versus the battling Brit, Michael Bisping. I don't think anybody actually calls him that. Yeah. We've got Cody Garbrandt versus TJ Dillashaw. Joanna Jędrzejczyk versus Rose Namajunas. Stephen Thompson versus Jorge Masvidal. And Johnny Hendricks versus Paulo Bohachina.
Yeah. All right, let's get right into this card because this card's insane and we have so much to talk about. We're going to start with the first fight on the card, and that's Johnny Hendricks versus
Paulo Bohachina.
He says his name better than me.
I like saying it. It's cool.
So I give that one to him.
So I'm going to consult our book of battle here, where I've got some stats and attributes written out. We've got Johnny Hendricks, whose record I didn't write down, versus Bohachina, whose record I didn't write down either. But
Bohachina's undefeated.
10-0.
He's 10-0, yeah. Hendricks has been on a extreme losing streak.
Yeah, I think he's like 1-4 in his last
something
fight.
Terrible.
Something really bad.
And how many times has he lost on the scales?
This is his fight with the scale, and he moved up from welterweight to middleweight.
And he still missed weight.
Still missed weight.
That's 15 pounds more allowance that Johnny Hendricks has.
And he still can't hit the limit.
Weight.
And he does not look good at middleweight. Physically, there are some guys like Kelvin Gastelum should be fighting at welterweight. Even he thinks so. But he looks pretty good at middleweight. Hendricks just looks soft.
Yeah.
It's not his weight class. He might want it to be, but it's not.
Yeah, so Johnny Hendricks has kind of just been on this like downward spiral ever since he lost his title, his welterweight title, a few years ago.
Yeah.
So if you think about this matchup for this card, it's this undefeated new up-and-coming guy in Bohachina, and he's going to fight this former champion in Johnny Hendricks. So I feel like the matchmakers are trying to build Bohachina but at the same time, Bohachina, I feel like, is still new to the UFC, and we don't know how skilled he in fact is. He's got great, powerful striking. However, is he as technically sound as Johnny Hendricks is in past fights?
Doesn't have the wrestling pedigree. He's powerful, but he doesn't have that one-punch knockout power from what we've seen that Hendricks had in his UFC title run and reign. Here's what it comes down to. It's either they are building Bohachina on the back of a former champion in Johnny Hendricks, or they're giving Hendricks a fight that he could win in the hopes that maybe he'll get back on track. I think it's more likely the former.
Yeah, unfortunately. Now, I mean, if you look at Johnny Hendricks on paper, he will beat Bohachina hands down. Like, if you're just looking at stats,
but
he should be able to beat him. However,
he's not that guy.
I don't know if he's that same fighter anymore. And this will be like we keep saying that with each fight, like this is his test. Right now, his back is up against the wall.
Yeah.
I feel like if he doesn't win this fight, that's it for him. I can't see him doing. What else is he gonna do?
I don't know. It could be it for him in the UFC.
In the fight world.
It could be it for him.
I mean, I don't know.
But is the UFC going to drop him? Is he going to retire? I don't know. He's got to win this fight.
He has to win this fight. So even though we're picking Bohachina to win, we really want Hendricks to win.
Yeah, I'm picking Bohachina by second round TKO. I don't think Hendricks has it anymore.
Yeah, which is unfortunate because he was super talented. He is still very talented, and he was very exciting to watch when he was, in the title run.
Yeah.
So it's just, everyone has their day.
That's what it is.
Yeah. So that's that. That's the first fight.
Yeah, second fight on the card. And now I've got stats. We've got Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Jorge Masvidal. Thompson is 13-1-1. He's 13 and Tyron Woodley. Because he beat everybody except for Tyron Woodley.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's what Frankie Edgar said.
Woodley
he was
barely
like
beat
13
him.
and Gray Maynard or something. Yeah, anyway. And Masvidal is 32-12-0.
That's so
That's
crazy.
a lot of fights.
Masvidal has fought so much.
He's not that old either.
He's not. And I feel like he might even be younger than Wonderboy.
I didn't write the ages down.
No, I think if they're either the same age or I don't know. But still, like, he has so much more octagon experience than Thompson. But there's something special about Thompson. He, in the UFC, in MMA, he has such... I think he's one of the most technically gifted and accurate strikers in the welterweight division. Hands down. Possibly active right now, just across the board.
Well,
as far as he's such... Yeah.
That he's one of them.
Yeah, he is such a specialized... Like, he's like an assassin. Like, he is one of a kind.
He's a karate specialist who has learned to stop a takedown and get back to his feet. What he did to Ellenberger was sick with the turning heel kicks to the head twice. He's tough. He's way tougher than he looks. First fight with Woodley, he ate some shots and he was in a vicious friggin' arm and guillotine. His neck was extended like 6 inches more than it should be. And he didn't tap. He's a tough guy.
He's super tough. I was shocked.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Woodley hits hard, he hits quick, right? And he couldn't put out Thompson. So with knowing that about Thompson, I don't feel like Masvidal could knock him out.
And conversely,
just as far as like Woodley's power versus Masvidal's power.
Woodley's got way more power.
Yeah.
And conversely, I don't think Thompson's going to knock Masvidal out either. It's tough to get Masvidal out of there. What we've seen happen is he loses.
Tough too. Yeah.
I feel like he's lost some fights because he's so comfortable in there and he feels all right and he doesn't have either a sense of... He doesn't feel like he's really losing and he's lost some really close split decisions. Just destroyed Cowboy, survived, rounds on the ground with Maia. This is a legit fighter. Yeah, this is going to be a legit fight.
Yeah, this is going to be a fight you do not want to miss. It's going to be super exciting. I think it's just going to be on the feet. I feel like Masvidal could, based on his past performances, beat Wonderboy on the ground. However, I just feel like Masvidal, even though like that's insane to want to like stand and trade with someone as skilled as Wonderboy is on the feet, but that's what he's gonna do.
Yeah,
like
he's not gonna try to take it down.
He's crazy. Like
crazy.
He's gonna make an amazing fight out of it, and you know what? I fucking love him for it.
I like this matchup, and I think it could be fight of the night.
Yeah, so I really hope it lives up to the potential that we are hyping it.
And we're both picking Thompson to win this fight by third round. Or by unanimous decision.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a unanimous decision. Both of them are not going down to the canvas.
I don't think so.
No, so.
Third fight on the main card. And your third fight is a title fight. It's crazy.
It's a title fight that, I mean, it's Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Joanna champion.
Namajunas.
She's one of my favorite fighters out there right now. I think she's one of the greatest fighters that is fighting right now. And she is such a dominant champion, and she's going to continue to dominate. I love Rose Namajunas. I just don't feel like she's ready to fight Jędrzejczyk right now. Just solely based on her performance against Carolina. Mm-hmm. She had every ability and every advantage to win the fight against Carolina. However, she lost it. And I feel like she lost it up here. She didn't lose it as far as her skills are concerned.
It was bad strategy on her part, and she wasn't able to kind of distance herself from the fight as it was going on and she had a good strategy going in. She was winning. she got stuck and she wasn't able to pull it together and get back into fight mode that would get her the victory.
Yeah.
With Joanna, you've got a Muay Thai phenom. I think she has some of the best striking in the UFC, period.
Mm-hmm.
Who you can't take down, and if you take her down, you can't keep her down.
No.
The only people we've seen be able to have any kind of success holding her down, even for a short period of time, were Claudia Gadelha and Jessica Andrade, and they're fucking tanks.
Yeah, so if they can't, if neither Gadelha nor Andrade can keep JJ down on the mat long enough to sub her or TKO her,
Namajunas can't
Namajunas is going to do it. She doesn't have the power. She's got some slickness about her though. Like, she's cunning and quick, but Jędrzejczyk's quicker. And just she's just going to beat her.
Rose wins this fight on the ground, but she won't be able to keep it there. Joanna wins this fight on the feet, and that's where this fight's going to take place.
Yeah.
The only way I could see Rose getting a submission victory, which is, I think, her only path to victory, is if she's able to, like, jump the back or take the back standing against the cage, similar to what she did to Michelle Waterson. She's got 3 rear naked choke victories in the UFC. She's really good at sinking the choke in and keeping it locked in. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's going to happen, but that would be, in my eyes, her path to victory.
Yeah, it's bittersweet to see her get this title shot. I feel like she needs it as far as, I don't think she's going to win, but I think this loss is going to really fuel her and make her even greater. And I think it's going to make her a better fighter after this fight. So I really hope that, this, unleashes something in her that really just gives her that little bit more experience in the octagon, a little bit more comfortability with who she is as a fighter, because she's so talented. And I really think that she could be a future champion. Just it's a little too soon for her right now. That's just my opinion.
She hasn't lost yet, though. The fight's Saturday.
I know,
it's
but
fucking savage.
I can't see it going any other way, for real.
We're both picking Joanna to win, and I'm going to say 4th round vicious TKO. That's what I'm calling. 3rd,
4th, 5th round, something like that. But it's going to take her a couple rounds to, pick her apart. But she will, unfortunately, for Rose. But I really don't think that this loss is really going to bring her down much. So, but hey, if she wins...
If she wins, it's going to be fucking crazy. And I think... I can't see it happening.
Namajunas has really only lost to Tisha Torres, which she avenged that recently, and Carla Esparza and Carolina.
In the house, Carolina.
So she's had 3 losses. No, she lost to Esparza for the title.
That was it was a UFC fight. Yeah.
And that she mentally broke. Mm-hmm. So if Esparza was able to do that to her...
But I don't think that's on her opponent across the cage. I think that's on her. I'd be
that's true. That's true. But as far as Esparza's game broke her.
I don't know.
It did.
In the lead up to this fight, Joanna was talking to Rose and saying, "You are mentally unstable. You are broken already. I'm gonna destroy you." And people were giving Joanna a lot of flack about that. I don't think she was saying it to be unkind to people with mental problems or illnesses.
No, she's making it a fight.
She's assessing the situation, telling you what she honestly thinks, and being fucking ruthless. And that's the way she is.
She is
outside the cage,
fighter.
Inside the cage. She is singularly focused.
She starts the fights before the fights.
Yes, she does.
And her goal is to get into your head and really just dig at you. Mm-hmm. And that's what she does, and that's pretty fucking ruthless and savage, and I'd fucking love you for it, girl. Don't stop being you, because we love it.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to.
Yeah.
All right. Next, in the co-main event of the evening, we've got Cody Garbrandt versus TJ Dillashaw. A grudge match for championship. A year in the making. Yeah. I got my stats here, so let me read this. We got Cody Garbrandt 11-0-0. Dillashaw 15-3-0. And Cody has power, boxing, takedown defense, and champ. I wrote that he's the champ. Dillashaw has more creative striking, He's faster. He's got better footwork, and I think he's better on the ground. We don't know because we haven't really seen Cody on the ground because he stops 100% of takedowns sent his way.
That's crazy.
This is going to be a fight because you've got Cody who has...
It'll be an exciting fight.
Sound
Yeah.
fundamentals of boxing, awesome takedown defense, cardio to go 5, and knockout power.
And something about him, we see it in interviews and just seeing any press that leads up to fights, especially with the last fight between Cruz and Garbrandt. Cruz was like trash talking him and getting to him emotionally, and you see him like lash out. You see him walk off of interviews. You see him hold up Dillashaw by the neck.
Lash him up like
this
an
is all
eagle
outside of the octagon. So in my mind, watching him and seeing how he is as a person, like on of course on camera as a person, it's like, damn, he's like, you would think like he would be just unstable and like outspoken and maybe like get ahead of himself in the octagon, but his emotions are completely shut down when he walks in and he fights. Like it's a legit fight, and all that other stuff he can like legit like just turn off, and it's insane to watch.
Yeah, he keeps it harnessed.
Yeah, his last fight with Cruz.
Right when the fight's over.
That's exactly what he did.
Yeah.
Cruz literally, like, made him walk off of an interview. And whatever he was saying,
Cruz was fucking owning him in the lead up to the fight. I mean, it was
and we're like,
brutal.
damn, like, Cruz is, like, trash-talking him to the gills, and he's gonna out-footwork him. He's not gonna get touched.
Everybody thought he was gonna do to him in the cage what he did to him in the interviews, and the exact
role
opposite.
reversal.
Yeah.
Garbrandt, wow.
Dictated the pace.
He won me over.
He made Cruz come to him. He fought the perfect fight against Cruz.
Just getting into Cruz's head, being like, knocking him
like
out, doing dances.
Shit.
It was insane to watch. He is extremely talented, and the fact that he doesn't do anything like super flashy, he's just doing like legit like core basic striking,
sound
fundamentals, and just being like a boss at it.
That's
just
what
being
you need.
really good at it.
That's what you need.
That confidence. And he is someone that the UFC should get behind. Especially like in my opinion, I think he's gonna beat Dillashaw.
I think he's gonna beat Dillashaw.
So the UFC really needs to get behind him, rally behind him.
He's somebody who could elevate the popularity of the lighter divisions a lot. Yeah, I definitely agree.
Knockout artist.
And speaking of knockouts, I'm calling Garbrandt by knockout in round 3.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a TKO. Third round, for sure. And... Dillashaw, it's not that Dillashaw doesn't have a great chin. It's just that Garbrandt hits really hard, and Dillashaw doesn't have an amazing chin.
No, he has a regular person's chin. He could get hit.
He's going to get caught. He's good at evading and...
Dillashaw has more mobile with his footwork. He has a much more varied means of striking attack, and I definitely think he's got the submission edge, but... I think Cody's going to be like a rock, similar to what he did to Cruz in the center of that octagon.
Yeah.
And I don't think that Dillashaw is going to be able to penetrate that box he's got around himself.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's going to be able to stop the knockout shot.
No, so... Yeah, Dillashaw. Sorry, buddy. Meh. This one's going to Garbrandt.
Yes, it is.
All right. So that was the co-main event of the evening. Now we're going to get on to...
the main
event. We've been waiting for...
evening. The return of the Rush. George St. Pierre versus Michael the Count Bisping.
This has been in the works. This has been in the works since... I mean, not that Bisping GSP has been in the works since... GSP vacated his title a few years ago. GSP's return has been in the works since then.
Yeah.
Just his return in general. So
he had been talking about coming back for a while, and I think he was stalled in negotiations due to Reebok and pre-existing contracts he had with sponsors. Yeah. And he wasn't going to come back if the money wasn't right for him. He wasn't going to come back if he wasn't getting a title shot. George...
Smart man, he waited.
He got what he wanted, but I think he made a mistake coming back at middleweight, to be honest.
Yeah. So GSP normally fights at welterweight, of course. He's coming in now after having 4 years off to fight a huge middleweight.
Yeah,
so
Michael
he's going
Bisping,
up 15 pounds, and then Bisping is a giant for middleweight. So
Bisping came down
GSP,
from 205.
Yeah.
Bisping's first 15 fights were 205.
He's a big dude.
Came down to middleweight.
Size.
Yeah. He's just going to be too big for George.
Yeah, one thing about George, and you always say it, and a lot of people say it, he controls his opponents. He controls the fight. He dictates where it goes.
Yeah, that's how George wins his fights, based on... He stands when he wants to stand. He takes you down when he wants to take you down. When he takes you down, he controls you. And if his position is gone, he'll let you up. He'll take you back down. He controls each round and each exchange. And he's been doing that 4 years against welterweight fighters. And now he's going to jump up in weight to fight Michael Bisping, a guy who's just been a consistent, high-volume Muay Thai striker whose ground game keeps getting better year after year and whose cardio is off the charts. He's going to be too big for GSP to control.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the bottom line.
It's crazy to me. I mean, GSP is one of the greatest fighters of all time, of course. Hands down. We love him. We think he's amazing. We think that he has stamped his legacy in the history of the UFC, correct? Correct. However, GSP is a welterweight.
And he's not a big welterweight.
And Michael Bisping, I don't know why he's the underdog in this. He is so underrated, it's ridiculous. He's champion for a reason.
Yeah.
He's on top of the middleweight division for a reason. And he's been in the top rankings for so long.
Like a decade.
And he has fought some tough freaking opponents.
Michael Bisping,
it's just like, why? It's like everyone's like underestimating him in this situation. It's like, why?
Because he's the everyman of MMA. He doesn't look super jacked. He doesn't look crazy impressive. He doesn't have big knockout power. What he has is consistency. You know why he's the champ? Because he kept his name in the top of the rankings for years.
Yeah.
And when the opportunity presented himself, he went in there and used his skills to knock Luke Rockhold the fuck out.
On 11 days' notice.
Took that title and ran with it because he's a very good fighter who never comes in unprepared.
Yeah.
Period. Yeah.
And honestly, one thing that GSP usually has over his opponents is the stamina and the cardio and the this and the that.
And Bisping's cardio is going to be
equal. And then he's bigger. So GSP won't be able to just take Bisping down at will and then hold him down. It's going to be very hard for him.
He's going to get him down at points in the fight, but you can even go back to Bisping's fight, I think, with Dennis Kang years and years ago, and you just watch him get taken down over and over again. And this was before he was really working his jiu-jitsu as much as he is now. And you'd see him get taken down, put in side control, mount, and he would get half guard, and he would get full guard, and he would sweep, and he'd get back up. And this is before he was as good as he is now. He's not going to let GSP hold him down. And when he moves forward, he's going to wear on St. Pierre over the rounds, and I think he's going to get himself a TKO victory in round 4.
Which is so bittersweet. Like,
yeah.
we don't get our opinion of this outcome of the fight twisted. We love GSP. Yeah. We're huge fans.
People love GSP.
Everyone loves. How do you not love GSP? Like, he's fantastic.
Remember Nick Diaz, before his fight with GSP, said he was driving down the street in California, and he's like, some soccer mom yells out a window, GSP's gonna kick your ass! In California! People were rooting for GSP.
Yeah, how do you not love him? He really staked his claim in mixed martial arts history.
He surpassed
he's a
Matt
huge
Hughes
part of mixed martial arts as a growing...
But he's gonna lose.
growing entity. Like, he is a huge part of it.
But he's going to lose this fight.
But yeah, this is not the fight. I mean, this is all Woodley's fault. Tyron Woodley is the reason why GSP has to go up in weight for his comeback fight.
Because he's boring, Woodley.
You would think that Woodley, knowing that GSP is in his weight class looking to come back for a big fight, you would think like he would maybe throw a couple of punches in his last fight.
No.
Last 2 fights?
He figured he was going to get the GSP fight anyway. Woodley has taken the moniker, you've got to take it from the champ to an exponential level. In his mind, if he leaves the cage alive, he's going to have that belt. He's just got to do the bare minimum to hold on, and that's what he's done his past 3 fights.
He's like that C average student, just doing whatever you need to do.
And he's
to
so
just pass.
good, is the thing. He's a good fighter. He just doesn't want to fight.
He's a genetic freak. Remember Dana White said that about him? He's a specimen. He's a gifted athlete. Fast. He's so
powerful.
Fast in his wrestling, and like he is so talented. Like, what are you doing?
You're fucking it up for GSP.
Yeah, you make a GSP lose,
and
like
GSP
you lost
lose
the
to Bisping.
Guy.
And now he's talking about going up to 185
to
try to fight. No,
I'm sorry. Let's call it like it is right now. This is what's going to happen. Whoever wins the belt this Saturday, Whitaker is coming for them, and he's going to rip it out of their hands, right? And he's going to be the dominant champion that he should be. Because I think Whitaker's fucking awesome, and I really think that he is the future champion, and he's going to have that belt for a long time.
Whitaker could hold that middleweight belt for some time.
Can mop the floor with Woodley. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He can. I think Whitaker is just... He's way bigger than Woodley as well.
I think Whitaker's going to beat GSP. I think Whitaker's going to beat Bisping. I don't think Bisping really wants to fight Whitaker. I think Bisping was super happy when he jacked his knee.
Yeah.
And he's like, I get to fight somebody else who's not Whitaker. And I'll fight GSP.
Yeah. So it's Bisping has been like the luckiest man in the UFC.
This motherfucker,
he's so he just,
I knocked Rockhold out.
He gets to knock out Luke Rockhold.
I want to fight Dan Henderson, even though he's 74 years old.
He gets to avenge his loss. He gets to fight Dan Henderson.
I don't have to fight Whitaker. His knee's injured. He doesn't have to
fight Romero because Whitaker did the dirty work for him.
Big payday with GSP.
Yeah, mate. This is the luckiest motherfucker on the planet right now. I'm so good for you, Bisping. You are just coasting out with this belt, awesome. I'm so happy
He's
for
surfing,
him.
Surfing his way out of the UFC on the belt.
Yeah. With money.
Sailing into retirement.
So, good for him.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I can't wait to see Whitaker come back and just beat the crap out of whoever holds that belt.
I think he is.
Yeah. Anyway, we're getting off topic. So, that's the main event. That's what we think's going to happen. Did we say officially that we think Bisping's going to...
Yeah, Bisping TKO at round 4. Yeah. And I wrote the records down. I read them. Bisping 31-7-0. GSP 25-2-0.
That's a lot of fights too.
Both veterans. Bisping's got some more fights. A lot of them at light heavyweight.
Well, GSP would probably have about the same fights if he didn't take 4 years off.
That's a good point.
So that was the main card. We want to feature now 2 fights from each prelim that we think... I mean, you should watch them all, don't get me wrong. All the fights are super exciting, but these are the 2 that Fightfuelmma says you cannot miss.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So the first one is going to be on Fight Pass. Those are the early prelims. Mm-hmm. So if you have a Fight Pass subscription, you can watch it that way. And it is Alexei Oleinik versus Curtis Blades in a heavyweight matchup.
So Alexei Oleinik, the boa constrictor, is one of my favorite heavyweights because he goes out and strangles people while being old and looking like shit every fight and gassing out. And he's still strangling. He's old.
He doesn't look like shit.
He looks terrible.
He looks great
I fucking love this guy. This is with love, Alexei. But he...
I don't agree.
We
love him. But...
is supremely aware of what it takes to turn off another human being's consciousness. He's a sleep technician. And... he hit a no-gi Ezekiel choke while being mounted. It was the craziest submission I've seen, one of the craziest in the UFC.
Yeah, one thing about him that I think coming from So if you're like a grappling fan and you watch him fight, it's amazing to watch him fight. His IQ of grappling and how to sink in submissions is so high, and it's so above and beyond the current roster in the heavyweight division.
Yeah.
I would say, and he must inspire, like in training in his camps, just go for all sorts of chokes from all sorts of angles and positions, because to the untrained eye, he has a choke on and maybe he's not in the right, specific skill position or whatever. He still can hit the choke no matter what. So that's really, really cool to see someone that is just so knowledgeable and aware of how to get a submission.
And it's obviously
just insane.
It's obviously a guy who knows the technique perfect, front to back, and he's able to adapt it to the particular situation he's in. It's a thing of beauty.
Yeah, it's really, really cool to watch.
We're big fans of this guy.
Yeah, Curtis Blades is a wrestler.
He is a big heavyweight who is a wrestler who there was a bit of hype behind him when he was coming into the UFC.
Yeah.
In this fight, he's going to have the size advantage. He's going to have the youth advantage. And I think he's going to take Olynyk down. And I think Olynyk's going to reverse him and submit him.
Yeah.
Round 2.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's just what's going to happen.
I'm
but
calling
don't
an
miss
anaconda choke, actually.
Yeah?
I see an
That's
anaconda
right,
choke, yeah. No, I think he's going to sprawl out. It's going to happen.
All right.
Yeah,
wow, he's even calling the submission. I think he's
calling
going to
the
choke him out
submission.
somehow. I don't know how.
Anaconda choke.
Yeah, so
And then they're going to call him Alexei the Anaconda Olynyk.
But he's the boa constrictor.
But maybe he changed his name.
Maybe they're going to call the choke the boa constrictor choke.
Oh, shit. Change the choke's name.
Anyway, so definitely do not miss that fight. That is on the early FS1, early prelims on Fight Pass. So the next fight that we recommend you watch is on the FS1 prelims. Get them, if you have cable, you can watch it that way. Is
Mickey Gall versus Randy Rude Boy Brown. So they're both kind of local guys.
Yeah. Mickey Gall, most MMA fans know who he is, and which is crazy because he's only had 4 fights. He's 4-0. He's fought a couple times in the UFC. He beat
Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah, Michael Jackson. Choked him out.
Yep.
Choked out CM Punk.
Yep.
And then choked out Sage Northcutt.
Yep.
That is 3.
It's 3.
And then he had one in
outside of the
which is crazy that he got picked up so fast.
This is what's
this
crazy
man can
about.
Talk
Yeah,
his
this
way
is
into
what's
fights.
crazy about this fight. He leapfrogged the line of fighters to where he's an MMA fan's household name, right? If you're an MMA fan, you know who he is because he beat Michael Jackson, capitalized on that shit. Now he's going to fight CM Punk.
Which that guy was very popular. And
travesty.
Which is so smart. Mickey Gall is so smart to be like, give me CM Punk.
Yeah.
It's the easiest win with the most recognition and biggest payday. Yeah. Like, hello. Like,
and
of
then
course.
He beat CM Punk. And what does he do?
Destroyed CM Punk.
Yeah. He doesn't let himself be, that guy who beat CM Punk just fade kind of, early prelim attraction forever if you don't do it. No. Give me Sage Northcutt. Because people know who that guy is. And he's going to make this dude look bad. And he did. And now...
he choked him out.
You've got this guy who elevated his popularity in a short period of time with 4 fights. You know who he is now. He's a smart self-promoter.
Yeah, so... And also and it's not just because he's talking the talk. He's walking the walk. Yeah. He's choking everybody out.
Yes, he is.
He's only had 4 fights as far as
4 pro fights, yeah.
And so we don't have that much knowledge of what he can do. Other than he's good on the ground and he can choke people out.
Yeah, he can hit the rear naked.
But Rude Boy, this is a tough one because Rude Boy also, we don't really know too much about him.
He's got 11 fights. He's 9-2. And in the UFC, he's kind of like split wins and losses. He's big. He's 6'3". He's long. The last fight that we saw him in was against Bilal Muhammad. Yeah. And Brown came in on short notice and still had the cardio to go the distance.
Yeah. He held his own.
He definitely did.
But
he's
didn't
no
really
slouch.
have much of a camp.
Yeah, he's no slouch. The question is, Can he keep it on the feet? Because I think on the ground, if Muhammad was able to get his back a couple times and wasn't able to finish, Mickey Gall will finish. The really interesting thing about this fight to me is what it does for each of the fighters should they win. For Gall, he's already on a big fight or a big card.
He's going to call out someone else.
Yes, he is. He's in Madison Square Garden. Yeah. Local guy. He's going to build his name. If Brown beats Gall, Brown could get a bit of
little rub.
The rub from Gall, which is crazy considering Gall only has four fights.
4 fights, yeah.
To me, the fight is more interesting in the potential it has for the drawing power of the careers of the fighters in question rather than the fight itself.
Yeah, I mean, based on the limited knowledge we have, it's Gall that's going to win via choke. But just based on past performances. That's just what we see Gall could do,
what Brown could do. Yeah. And if Gall doesn't win, it's not going to stop his progress. No. But we're going to find out if Brown can keep this fight standing. We're going to find out what Gall has on the feet because Brown's got that reach.
Yeah, so he's got quite the reach.
We'll find out something about Mickey Gall no matter what in this fight.
Yeah. So
those were our Fight Fuel featured prelim fights to watch.
Yeah, the whole card's going to be great. I love that it's in New York. That's a giant notebook.
This is my
I'm so excited. I'm so excited for the fights. Can't wait to watch them. We're going to watch the fights and then do a little post-fight
breakdown. We're going to try to get that up by Monday for reactions. Yeah. Hopefully all our picks will come in right down to the round and method of victory. And if they are, we'll say we're geniuses. And if not, we'll be like, you can never tell with them. I mean, there's so many variables. And, but yeah, thank you for watching this one.
Thank you for watching.
Make sure you tune in to watch the breakdown.
Tune in to watch the breakdown. Send us your comments. Tell us what you think.
If you're a huge GSP fanboy,
don't hate us.
Just hate at us. No. Just send it out.
We are huge
Tell us how we suck.
Too. We're just
and
looking
GSP
at
has
it
the best
logically.
Control of any fighter and preparation and game planning. And let us know.
Let us know.
Yeah. All right.
We're out, guys.
From Brooklyn, New York. Signing out. We will see you soon.
Peace. It's real life. No Joe Rogan, no bright lights, no scorpions, and no snake bites. Let's rap bad niggas get stage fright.